Hi, my name is Bill Schaeffer, and today we have another book review. Today's book, The Story of Civilization by Will and Ariel Durant. Actually a series of 11 volumes, The Story of Civilization details the flow of human history from the earliest known civilizations through the classic civilizations of antiquity up until the time of Napoleon. Will Durant was born on November 5, 1885. In his youth, he was interested in politics and socialism, but after World War I, he became more interested in philosophy and world history. In 1926, he published a book, The Story of Philosophy. Originally a series of individual pamphlets that were so popular, it was republished as a hardcover book and became a bestseller. This was a stroke of good fortune for Will Durant and allowed him to finance his life mission, which was to write The Story of Civilization. The first volume, Our Oriental Heritage, was published in 1934. Originally, his secretary was named Ariel, and she later became his wife. And then, after a series of volumes, she became his co-author. And finally, when he took sick, she finished the final volume on Napoleon herself. This is a great series of books, and every book is fascinating. Now, ancient history has not changed very much. So even though some of the books were published in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, they still have current information and are still valid sources of information for history. The entire series of 11 volumes is well written and makes a good foundation for understanding of classic history. You can read it sequentially or just read one little part at a time. My favorite volume is Volume 3, Christ and Caesar. I love Roman history, and this book is a good introduction to the scope of Roman history. And because Will Durant was a philosopher, he introduces the subjects of history from their philosophical basis, and he introduces cultures by the central ideas of the culture. In fact, the first 4 volumes give a good overview of all of ancient history. Volume 1, Our Oriental Heritage, talks about the Far East and the ancient Mid-Eastern civilizations, such as Egypt, Sumeria, Babylon, the Assyrians, and so forth. Volume 2, The Life of Greece, details the history of Greek and Hellenistic culture. Volume 3, Christ and Caesar, on Roman culture, and then Volume 4, The Age of Faith, details the life of the medieval times. And these 4 books present a good and complete overview of all of ancient history. But the whole series is great, and I love the way they write with a quiet humor and scholarly composition. So, if you are interested in history, and you love to read, then I highly recommend The Story of Civilization by Will and Ariel Durant. 11 volumes detailing the entire history of man from the beginnings to Napoleon. A fascinating read. Thank you, and leave your comments below.